Yo, how's it going, NBA fans? It's your boy Mike here. We are just barely more than 1/3 of the way through this NBA season, and holy crap has it gone by fast. I think it's time, now that I've already done an MVP video, in which, in case you didn't check that out, I said that Joel Embiid is going to be the 2021 MVP, or at the very least, he should be the 2021 MVP. Go watch the video if you haven't already, but today I'm going to be looking at the NBA's current best defenders and determining who should be the 2021 Defensive Player of the Year, the second most important award in the regular season. Let's get right into it, guys. I don't really have any great honorable mentions here. I would probably say Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are both honorable mentions. Like, they've both been good on defense this season. Jimmy Butler, I guess. Pretty much the entire, everyone on the Knicks, because the Knicks don't have a standout defender, but their defense has been phenomenal this season. And I guess Mikal Bridges, because Mikal Bridges has been absolutely ridiculous this year on both ends of the floor. Maybe the most underrated player in the NBA right now. Honestly, Mikal Bridges is a freaking beast. But honorable mentions out of the way. Alright, none of them were really all that close to getting into this top 5, because at number 5, clearly above, in my opinion, you know what, I do have one honorable mention. That is Jonathan Isaac, who has been hurt this season, so he's not really an honorable mention, but if he was healthy, I would fully expect him to be, at the very least, competing to be in this top 5. Dude's an amazing defender, and I'm really sad he got hurt, but seriously now, getting into the top 5, at number 5, I have Rudy Gobert, the best defender on the Utah Jazz, who so far this season have been the second best defense in the NBA. The Jazz are balling, and even though a lot of it's on Donovan Mitchell, a lot of it's Mike Conley, a lot of it's even guys like Bojan. One day I'll learn to say the man's name, I promise, but you know who I'm talking about, right? The Jazz, as a team, have been absolutely phenomenal, but it's very debatable that Rudy Gobert is still the best player on the team ahead of Donovan Mitchell. He is significantly their best defender. Mike Conley's been amazing this year, don't get me wrong, but Rudy Gobert is still the best defender on the team. He is still arguably the best rim/post defender in the NBA. I think there is one guy who we're going to see later on this list who is better than him, but he's absolutely one of the top two. The dude is a monster in the post, and when it comes to blocking shots, when it comes to just making opponents shoot worse, he is such a phenomenal post presence. So why isn't he why isn't he higher than number 5? Because post protection is the most important aspect of defense in the NBA today. It always has been, and I don't think it's going to stop being that anytime soon, okay? Even with threes getting more and more, people take more of them every year, post defense is still supreme. It is still by far the most impactful part of defense. Rudy Gobert is amazing at it. However, his ability to switch onto the perimeter is what hurts him. Not to mention, even his ability to defend mid-range, pick and rolls with mid-range shots. The dude just really struggles. He's not as bad on the perimeter as many people say he is, but he's by far the worst player on this list when it comes to that type of defense, and because of that, I just can't give it to him any higher than the number 4 spot. Dude's a beast of a defender, but he just gets straight up cooked when he gets switched onto a perimeter player, and you just can't have that and be the best defender in the NBA. Oh shit, I totally forgot another honorable mention, by the way. Giannis is an honorable mention. Dude's been down on defense this year, but spoiler alert, he's not higher on this list. Totally forgot about him. Anyway, Gobert at number 5. At number 4, I have Bam Adebayo. Now, it was really tough for me to figure out where exactly I wanted to rank Bam, because he's been very iffy, but the Heat have been very iffy this season. They're kind of all over the place on both ends of the floor, and their defense has been 8th overall, but that's still not quite as great as you would maybe want from a dude who's this high of a defensive player of the year candidate. I don't know, but I think he deserves to be at number 4 over Rudy Gobert because of his switchability. ability. He's not quite the elite rim protector that Gobert is, but he is significantly more switchable onto the perimeter. Dude is just a hell of a defender, alright? You know what, I will say, Bam Adebayo is the most versatile defender in the NBA right now. If there was one dude who I needed to ask to guard anyone 1 through 5, it would be Bam Adebayo. I really do believe that. However, he's held back by the fact that he is not as elite as many other defensive players on this list. Yes, he can switch onto guards better than any other center in the NBA, I would say. However, he's still not someone you would like to be a primary defender on a skilled point guard, alright? And the same thing can actually be said in the post. He is a very good rim protector and post defender, but he's not as elite as someone like Rudy Gobert, or the player I have just ahead of him who's very similar, Anthony Davis. Now, you all know that I don't like Anthony Davis, alright? You all freaking know this. I'm not a fan of him. I'm not a fan of the Lakers. I think he's overrated on both ends of the floor. I think Joel Embiid is significantly better than him. However, Anthony Davis is still one freaking beast of a defender, and it would be wrong of me to not have him up here at number 3. He doesn't switch onto the perimeter as well as Bam does, and as well as most Lakers fans pretend he does. Like, seriously, some of y'all act like this man is basically Drew Holiday on the perimeter, and just chill the fuck out. Anthony Davis is not an elite perimeter defender, okay? I'm doing my own ranking. I'm still getting frustrated with this. Anthony Davis is not an elite perimeter defender, but he is good at it for a big man. Likewise, he's a decent enough rim protector, even though he's not quite, I wouldn't even call him elite, because he does kind of get bullied by the best centers in the NBA, like Embiid and Jokic, and even guys like Andre Drummond can really have their way with him, alright? You take a really big, strong center with some remotely capable post moves, he will have a decent time against Anthony Davis. But I have Anthony Davis still this high anyway because of his help defense. He is arguably the best help defender in the NBA right now. He just does so much as the non-primary defender. He's such a great presence, and even though I did say he's not quite as elite as some of the other guys when it comes to switching onto the perimeter or defending at the rim against big men, he's still very good at those things, and he's really above average at every aspect of defense. Because of that, I'm willing to give him the number 3 spot on this list. And at number 2, I have the player who many people have been saying is the best defender in the NBA, and that is Ben Simmons. Now, Simmons has been disappointing this year. Nobody knows it more than me as a Sixers fan, alright? I've been defending him, but my god is he frustrating. That said, the man's defense has been out of this world. If we are talking, alright? If we are talking one-on-one defense of any player 1 through 4, Ben Simmons is the best defender in the NBA. He is the best one-on-one defender in the NBA. If you need one dude to just fucking lock down another guy, whether that is Damian Lillard, whether that is LeBron James, James Harden, I expect it to be Kevin Durant when we face them in the playoffs, alright? Whoever it is, if you need one dude just locked out of the game, Ben Simmons is your man. He is basically a young Kawhi Leonard right now with more athleticism and longer arms. The man is absolutely incredible on one-on-one defense, and he's not a bad help defender either because of how fantastic he is at reading the passing lanes and getting steals. He's great at switching. He goes around pick and rolls in an amazing way. Dom2K made a recent video about how great Ben is on defense. You can check that out. The dude is unbelievable. The one small issue with his game, on defense that is, because we all know he's got some major issues on offense, but on defense, it is rim protection. The man is just not an elite rim protector. He really doesn't have great post defense in general. Yeah, he can defend guards, but if you put a dude his size or bigger than him on him in a post-up situation, he just doesn't guard it well, and I think it's something that could be fixed in the next few years with more practice playing post defense, but as of right now, I can't give it to Ben Simmons because of his post defense, and so I believe that the best defender in the NBA, the guy who deserves to win the Defensive Player of the Year in 2021, is Joel McFrickin' Embiid, alright? Yeah, Sixers fan giving him the MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year. I know, you all think I'm biased, but hear me out. Joel Embiid is the best defender in the NBA. He switches onto the perimeter better than Rudy Gobert. Not quite as well as Bam, but I would say about the same level as Anthony Davis. Okay, he's not going to get absolutely cooked. He had a few possessions the other day against the Blazers where he switches on the Dame and manages to shut him down. He's not someone you want on a primary guard, but he can do it in a switch situation if need be. Meanwhile, when it comes to rim protection, I believe Joel Embiid is the best paint defender in the NBA. That is my opinion from watching Sixers games. It is unreal how big this man's impact is. He is just such a giant body in the way. He murders opponents' field goal percentages. He makes players not want to shoot at the rim. And it really is, I believe, more than anyone else, the only guy who would even be debatably on the same level is Rudy Gobert. Joel Embiid makes opponents not want to take a shot near him. You see it all the time. These dudes drive into the paint, and Joel Embiid's standing there, and he doesn't even have his hands up, which drives me insane. But they just see him, and they just turn right back around and dribble back out to the three-point line because they know that it's pointless to shoot there with him in their way. He is incredible on defense. His impact is unreal. The Sixers have only been the fourth best defense in the NBA this season, but with Joel Embiid on the floor, they are first by a good margin. It's insane how great this man's impact is on defense. It's much, much higher than Ben Simmons. And even though he's not going to lock down a dude the same way Ben Simmons will, impact matters more. And Joel Embiid has the greatest defensive impact in the NBA right now. It's not really even that close. The only guys who are really close are AD and Gobert, and I think Embiid is definitely the best defender of the three. Because of that, I think Joel Embiid needs to win the Defensive Player of the Year in 2021. I really think he does. I think he deserves it. I think he is the best player available, and I am going to be very unhappy if they give it to Anthony Davis over him. So that is my video for today, guys. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. Tell me who I left out. Tell me who you think is the best defender. If you don't think it's Embiid, if you do think it's Embiid, congratulations, you're smart. And once again, thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. We are growing right now. I am on that grind. If you can't tell in this video, I'm very tired because I've been working for the last several days, and I'm working for the next several days with classes starting for college for my current semester that I'm in. Just very tired overall, so I really appreciate it if you show your appreciation by subscribing to the channel and liking the video. Thank you again for watching, and have a great rest of your day.